Boom shakalaka. You know, everybody wants to know what is the next 100x altcoin. And with Seek going up almost 70x in the past 2 weeks, I am nigh approaching my fourth 100x altcoin. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the story behind picking those altcoins, plus the secrets that go into picking these 100x altcoins, and the one thing that is likely holding you back from 100x gains. Because there's a saying, once is an accident, twice is coincidence, but 3 times is a pattern. And I likely have found the pattern behind 100x altcoin gains. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 100x secrets, the absolute secrets to picking out 100x altcoins. Why? Well, because I'm about to have done this 4 times. Now, I'm not anyone special. I'm just a guy who makes videos on YouTube. But in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the 4 coins, 3 that have happened already, 1 that's likely to happen in the next few weeks, that have 100x'd how I was able to pick them and how you can pick similar coins. But before we get into it, guys, did you know that had you have just bought Bitcoin 4.5 years ago, you would have already 100x'd your gains? Did you know that pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market cap, had you have bought it 4.5 years ago, you would have 100x'd your gains? Something to think about as we take a look at these 100x secrets. Also, before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter, where every week we give away one of these sweet shirts. Let's try and get to 2,000 likes on this video, and if it's already 2,000, let's try and get it 4,000. Now, you guys probably know I make these videos, these crypto 100x gains. You've probably seen a video or 2 of them, and we've picked out some pretty awesome coins, like Illuvium, already up 4 or 5x from the video. Liquidity, already up quite a lot. Helium, up, I think 3x. Audius, up, I think 2 or 3x from the video. So, we have already picked some winners there. But I want to talk about 4 coins that I've picked out. 3 that have already 100x'd, more than 100x. 1 that 250x for crying out loud. And 1 that has 70x'd, likely to 100x in the next few weeks. And then give you the secrets behind picking those coins out for yourself. Because I think that's why we're all here. I mean, you guys watch these videos because you want to make a lot of money, and I make these videos because I genuinely want you to make a lot of money. I want to be valuable to you guys, to help you guys out a lot. So, let's get into it. To begin with, the first 100x coin that I picked was none other than Cardano. I was talking about Cardano back when it was 2 cents, and it was brought to my attention by someone who I consider to be a pretty smart trader, and he said, take a look at it. So I took a look at it, and at first I didn't really understand it or know how to pronounce anything like the wallet name and the coin name and anything like that, but I continued doing more research. And I found out that Hoskinson, well, he was involved with Ethereum, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. You know, a lot of people who make these projects, we've never heard of them before, but here's a co-founder of Ethereum, he's starting his own project. So, you know, doing a bit more research, I just bought some. And that was simple as that. Just bought it, held on to it, and it ended up doing what I kind of assumed it would do, with a very significant founder, kind of the same as how Polkadot is doing as well. You know, with another co-founder of Ethereum, you think the project's going to do well? Yeah, so success breeds success. And that was as simple as that one. Just listening to people who knew what they were talking about, and then also finding strong teams. Now, the next one that I picked was Celsius. Now, this one, out of all of them, I'm going to say this one was more luck than anything else, but also with Celsius, very strong team. Alex Mashinsky, he founded Voice over IP, the same thing that allows you to use Skype and FaceTime and Zoom and all of that. He founded that. He was responsible for putting Wi-Fi down in the subways of New York City. This is not some guy who decided to make a project because cryptocurrency was popular and he wanted to put like bananas, pictures of bananas, and call them NFTs and sell them for a lot of money. This wasn't what he was doing. He wanted to improve the whole cryptocurrency space. And actually with Celsius, it was a project that I had talked about a lot, but I didn't actually own any tokens until I wanted to give it a try because I actually interviewed Alex Mashinsky, and he was saying, the rich people, he was basically talking about what Michael Saylor talks about nowadays. He was saying, rich people don't sell their assets, they borrow against their assets. You can actually borrow against your assets in Celsius and use them to pay your taxes or use them to pay your bills or do whatever you want to do with that. And I was like, whoa, that's a novel idea. I want to try that. So what I actually did was I downloaded the app, and I had an outstanding credit card loan that was, I think, at 20% interest or something like that. So I wanted to pay that off. And I said, hey, I'll borrow against my crypto and I'll pay off that credit card loan with the crypto and then, or with the loan from Celsius. And in doing that, I got the loan, but then to pay the interest on the loan, I had to pay in Cell token. So I actually had to buy Cell token to pay that loan. Now, this is why I say it's lucky, because I had to buy some Cell tokens. So I just figured, I'll buy a whole bunch of it because I figured, hey, I don't know how long I'm going to have this loan for. Turned out I paid off the loan after like a month or two, but I just wanted to have it there so I could do it, whatever. And then it just sat there. After I paid off the loan, it just sat there and Celsius took off. Why? Because it's a legitimate project with a great team. And it's a great idea. And who doesn't want to be able to borrow against their assets easily? Not only that, but make insane gains on their assets. So, that being said, Celsius was the second one that over 100x'd. Which brings me to the third one here. Third one is Polygon, formerly known as Matic. When I bought it, it was called Matic. Now, this is one where sometimes you just have to listen to smart people. And I think that that's one of my skills, is being able to find people who are smarter than me and then listen to them. Because this is one that Ian Bellina of Token Metrics was saying, hey, this is going to be big. He was saying this from a long time ago, like when it was 1 cent. He was saying, this is going to be big. And I took a look at it and it was like, ooh, solves scalability on Ethereum. This is important. So I just invested some in Polygon. Not only that, but also at the time when I invested in Polygon, on Celsius, if you deposited your Matic there, you could get up to 20% interest on your Matic. And I was like, this is literally like a can't lose proposition. One of the smartest guys I know, Ian Bellina from Token Metrics, is saying, hey, this is going to be big. It was one of the highest scoring projects in their code reviews. It won Token Metrics awards. And you can get 20% interest by holding it in your Celsius wallet. I was like, this is win-win. So I went out on a limb before anybody else was talking about Matic. As a matter of fact, the price of Matic crashed, I don't know, I think like 6 months before that time. A lot of people were scared of Matic. And I just wasn't watching YouTube channels. I was just listening to smart people and seeing what opportunities existed out there, not buying into the FOMO. And I bought Matic. And I just waited. And guess what? 250x. Definitely worth it. And I don't think it's done where it even is right now. Which brings us to the last one. The last one is just Seek. Now, Seek is one that's gone up 70x in the past 2 weeks with the metaverse, with rumors about integrations with Facebook, with Oculus, different things like that. Well, Seek is becoming very, very popular. Now, Seek is one that I covered years ago during their ICO, and I said, hey, this is an interesting thing. You can watch concerts in VR. Now, at that time, it seemed like a very out there type of thing. However, nowadays, the metaverse, everybody just assumes the metaverse is real. So, things have changed a lot, but this was just one that I had sitting in a wallet and kind of forgot about, and then all of a sudden, it pumped. So, those are the stories behind the 4 coins that have 100x'd for me. Cardano, Celsius, Polygon, and Seek. And I tell you those stories just so you can know, so you can kind of see the mentality I had going into it, so you can kind of see where I came at with investing in them. Now, that being said, I want to share with you what I think are the 100x secrets. Because like I said in the beginning, there's a saying, once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern, and 4 must be a really good pattern. So let's get into exactly what these secrets are. Because as of right now, like I said, there's a lot of naysayers right now. A lot of people are out there being like, you can't say 100x crypto gains because this and that and what. Yes, you can. I've done it again and again and again. And like I said earlier, had you have just bought Bitcoin 4.5 years ago, and held it, you would have 100x your gains. Pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market cap over 4.5 years goes up 100x. It happened the last 4.5 years. It'll probably happen again in 4.5 years, maybe a little bit longer, but probably in the next 4.5 years, if you just hold on to it, you'll 100x your gains. But that being said, how can you choose these 100x coins? And I wanted to give you guys this stuff because I love to give you a lot of value. So, first thing is, don't be naive. You know, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's business partner, he says, I don't try and be smart. I just try to not be stupid. And this is one of the biggest killers in cryptocurrency. So I want to go over some things that will definitely not help you get 100x. Because if you can avoid these, then you have a much higher probability of getting to that 100x. So the first thing is margin trading. It's just dangerous. Dangerous. The only people who make money in margin trading are 1, professionals, and 2, the people who shill you the margin trading programs. Simple as that. Those are the only people who make money in margin trading because everybody else gets liquidated at one time or another. Because if it's not the market moving, it's a really shitty platform that wicks you out and steals all your money. So that's number 1. Margin trading, very, very bad. Second is promised returns. Everybody's like, oh, this thing, it's like 30% interest per month or 300% interest per month. The promised returns, it's stuff like BitConnect. This is just, everybody's like, oh, this is going to be great, except you can't withdraw your money. It turns out it's a Ponzi scheme or a complete scam. Can't get your money out. So that's the second one. Don't be naive with those. Third is these new rebase tokens. I think this is the next biggest scam because rebase tokens are like, we're mathematically going to go to the price of Bitcoin within 3 months, or we're mathematically going to go up 1,000x in the next few months. And it's like, yes, mathematically. But the thing is, they're just adjusting the supply of the token. And if enough people try and sell the tokens, guess what? They can't. Because every time somebody sells, they decrease the supply of tokens. It's just basically, it's a tax, another tax on people who can't do math is investing in these rebase tokens. And then lastly, I would say don't be naive with these coins where right now the price is, 0.10 zeros and a 1. And you're like, oh, if I just buy 1 million of those and then it goes to $1, I've got $1 million. And like, yes, that can happen. It has happened previously, but chances are that it's not going to, because when the price is down here, the token supply is so ridiculous and oftentimes the project is garbage. So that being said, what can you actually do for these 100x gains, these 100x secrets? Well, first thing is you need to buy before the FOMO. So if you think back to my 4 stories, I was not buying when these were the most popular coins on YouTube. Not a single time did I buy when these were the most popular coins on YouTube. Every single time I bought these when nobody else was talking about them. Every single time I bought these when people thought I was kind of stupid for buying them. So that's the first thing. Buy before the FOMO. A useful project. Every single one of those is a useful project. I would think we can all agree. Cardano, very useful. Celsius, very useful. Polygon, very useful. Seek, very useful. All useful projects. Not some crazy harebrained scheme for something. Established team. Co-founder of Ethereum. Guy who created voice over IP. Winners of Token Metrics best project out there. Very established company, Seek, that's been around for years and years creating VR devices. So all of those established teams. Also, newish. They weren't brand new. I wasn't one of the first people in. I didn't get into the ICO of any of these. But they were kind of newish. It was before anybody else was really talking about them. Barely on YouTube. Like I said, I didn't buy into the FOMO of them. Buying the FOMO is the one way to make sure to lose money over and over again. Listening to smarter people like Token Metrics. I'm a huge fan of Token Metrics because they've made me a lot of money from the coins that they pick out. And that's why I talk about them all the time, and that's why I recommend that all of you try out Token Metrics. As a matter of fact, there's a discounted link down in the description and the pinned comment where you can check it out for yourself. And then lastly, another thing that I recommend is only 1 to 5% of your portfolio. So none of these coins, when I bought them, did I put in more than 5% of my portfolio. Not a single one. But all of these coins are the majority of my portfolio nowadays. Because when you put in 5% of something, well, let's do the simple one. When you put in 1% and it 100x's, you just doubled your portfolio. Try and wrap your mind around that. When you put in 1% and it 100x's, you just doubled your portfolio. So if you put in 5% and it 100x's, well, you increase your portfolio by a lot more. The problem is a lot of people try and put in 100% into this one coin, this moon coin, and then they get tired of waiting for this moon coin, so they go for the next moon coin. And they get tired of waiting for that one, so they move the money to another moon coin, and then the first moon coin moons. So that's one of the biggest problems that a lot of you guys face. But the next thing that's important is being patient. So I just wanted to show you this guy to give you an idea of these 100x coins. I tell you guys all the time in the 100x videos that it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to happen in a day or a week or a month, but 6 months, a year, a few years, that's when you start to see these 100x gains. So Cardano, I purchased in October 2017. By May 2021, went up over 100x, 3 years and 8 months. Celsius, purchased in March of 2020, went up January 2021. That one was 8 months, very short. Matic, also very short, from October 2020 to May 2021, 8 months, very short. I would say that those are extremely short, exceptionally short. Seek was one purchased in January 2018 to November 2021, 3 years and 10 months. On average, these 4 coins, 2 years and 3 months for 100x. So if you're thinking, how come my coins haven't 100x in a week, in a month, in a year? It's because on average, it takes 2 years and 3 months for something to 100x. But remember, Bitcoin, the most boring cryptocurrency out there, Bitcoin, in 4 years and 6 months, it 100x's. So probably by 2026, guess what? Bitcoin will 100x again. So that's that. Now, this is my parting thought. This is the one thing keeping you from your 100x gains. Because everybody's like, you can't get 100x. Yes, you can. I just proved to you, you can get 100x. If you literally just hold Bitcoin for 5 years, it'll probably 100x. But you could probably find some coins that'll 100x more quickly. And I try and help you find those coins on the channel. But the one thing keeping you from your 100x gains is this, impatience. You're being this guy right here, this little poo-poo face, this diaper butt, and you're investing $2,500 into crypto, and you're not a millionaire a week later. It's like, yeah, it takes a long time. Guys, historically, before cryptocurrency, okay, there was traditional stocks. The S&P 500 went up between 8% and 12% per year. That means on average, it took between 6 and 9 years for your money to double, to go up 2x. Between 6 and 9 years. Do you realize the opportunity we have with crypto where 6 years we can 100x with the most boring cryptocurrency out there? It's like the best opportunity on earth. So, that being said, my takeaways from this. 1, patience. I know it's hard. And the other thing is that with patience, you can't invest your whole portfolio. Because when you invest your whole portfolio, you can't be patient. Because then there's the next shiny thing and the next shiny thing. And when your income is limited, well, you can only, oftentimes you pull it out of one to put it into another. And I've seen so many people do this where they have what I would call a winning coin, but they couldn't wait. And they took the money out of that. They sold that one, usually for a loss, to buy the next shiny thing. And then the next shiny thing. And eventually that first coin does 100x. But they don't have any more of it because they sold it all to buy the next shiny thing. So I think those are the biggest takeaways from this. Patience is something that's very, very important. And just finding right here. Patience, find useful projects, establish teams, or at least well-known people on the teams, somewhat newish, barely on YouTube, listening to smarter people, and 1 to 5% of your portfolio. Those are the takeaways. I think if you do those things, you'll do better than 99% of investors out there. But that's just my opinion, and I'm just a guy who makes videos on YouTube. I am by no means an expert. So guys, if you did enjoy that, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, let's try and get to 2,000 or 4,000 likes on this video. And have a great weekend. I will catch you guys later. Love you very much.